language is that? Yiz. What kind of soda is that?
I tried to tell you, you poo-pooed me. It's a Dr. Pepper cream soda. Half Dr. Pepper, half cream soda.
They make that?
What do you
Dr.
think I
Pepper.
manufactured this?
Honest to God, I swear you should never. I should never have let you move to Pittsburgh. I don't know
It's
what's happening to you.
delicious.
That's okay.
Welcome to Comedy Centric, your place for all things comedy. Every week, we'll discuss the legends and the people who built the business, the performers, writers, behind the scenes, and stories that you have never heard. So relax, take a load off, and join us for this episode of Comedy Centric. Now, the host of your show, nationally headlining comedian, a woman with a wicked sense of humor and a killer Jersey accent, Julia Scotti.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming. Why am I singing that?
Because I was in Kentucky this weekend, and my nephew was Winthrop in The Music Man.
That's right.
And that's one of his little ditties.
That's right.
And I took a video of it. It's really catchy. Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, that's Meredith Willson's music. Yeah. I love that's in the hierarchy of musicals. Like here it is right here.
Yeah.
Music Man is like number 2 or maybe close to number 1. West Side Story. Nobody's going to ever take that away from me.
Huh?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to teach him next to go. Like that for West Side Story, right? Now, he was so good. Like this kid, I wish I had just
I saw him. You sent me, show me.
Oh my God, right?
Yeah. You sent me the link.
I know. Yeah, I know.
All right. Oh, that's wonderful.
So, so I was in Kentucky. I didn't tell you this. I have to laugh real quick. I'm driving my sister's car. We drive down, my sister, my mom, and I. Now, this is the first time we've been together traveling in a long time. So we drive down. We're in my sister's car and drop her off at my niece's house. And we go to our hotel. And my mom and I are in the car. And we're driving around. We're looking for something. And my sister has like an SUV. And I hit this curb. Boom! I'm like, uh-oh. I hope, no flat tires or anything. So I look at my mom and go, that never happened. She's like, nope, never happened. So the next morning we get up to go to the theater. And when I turn the car a little bit, it goes, ba 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 ba. And I'm like, oh shit.
Ba, 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 ba. It's not a good sound.
No, it wasn't a good sound.
No.
So we go to her house, we go to my niece's house. And I'm like, you got that thing in the back of your head, like,
yeah.
We got to get back to Pennsylvania from Kentucky, like 450 miles. And I'm thinking,
you can't do that with a severe
is not good. Now it's Saturday at noon. Okay. And I'm like, shit. I Google the local Ford. She has a Ford SUV. I Google the local Ford place in Kentucky. They close at 1. I'm like to my sister, I'm like, I'll be right back. I take the car to the Ford dealer. He's like, sorry, ma'am. He's like, we close at 1. It's noon. I go, well, I'm traveling and, the car's doing this, blah, 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 blah. He goes, well, if it's doing it intermittently, it's probably not a tie rod or anything bad like that. He goes, you'll probably be okay going home. He said, just get it looked at as soon as you get back.
Wait a minute. That's like a doctor saying that if you've got a carbuncle on your toe, if it's not leaking, it's okay. It'll probably be okay.
Well, it'll be okay until you get to the podiatrist. Like he was like, it'll get you home.
Not if you're going to the ball when you got to wear high heels.
All right, Cinderella.
That carbuncle goes, man. You got all over the dance floor. All over the place.
I'm like, okay, I have single-handedly screwed up our transportation back home because now we're going to have to go at a slower speed because we got the bump. So my sister's like, she looks at me kind of like with a hairy eyeballs, like, what happened to the car? It was fine when I drove it yesterday. I'm like, I don't know. So the following morning, Sunday morning, when we're getting ready to leave, we get in the car and she looks at the thing. She goes, oh, you have the parallel parking or the whatever thing on. It makes this ba 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 thing anytime you get close to the line. She goes, hit that
So
button.
you didn't hit anything?
I hit a curb, but it didn't do any damage. I just happened to hit the button that made the car go ba 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 every time you got close to a line to let you
What
notice
kind
the
of
fact
car has a ba-ba-ba-ba
it's a
button?
Ford. It's a higher end Ford SUV, and it like when you get close to the line, it notifies you that you're crossing your line, and it goes ba 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 ba, like vibrates a little bit. I
Well,
thought I
you would
blew
think
up.
that, with all that high technology, they would have a voice that comes on and go, "Hey, you're too close."
Right, but
Instead
it
of
didn't.
ba-ba-ba-ba.
Instead, I'm shitting my pants for 24 hours thinking I totally screwed up her car. I'm
Uh,
gonna be into fixing her car for her.
all
And
right.
so anyway, so have you ever kind of screwed up someone else's car, Julia?
Yes.
Really? Would
Yes,
you
I have.
did you lie about it?
Remember your Audi?
You did that?
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Well played. Yay.
Thank you. And
So
scene.
um so you had a big doings this week.
I've had a couple of big doings. I know since we spoke
Yeah.
last. Let me start with the play. We know about the play, Love and Shades,
Yes.
which was my COVID project 2 years ago. It is going to be what they call a stage reading at in a couple of weeks with the whole. They're casting it and everything. It's not an actual full production, so they read from the script, but it's the first step towards um, it going
Getting
into.
it into production.
Yeah, I would from
Right.
here. I'm going to edit it and then go back and hopefully they'll be they'll this theater company, wonderful theater company whose name I can't remember, and I know you're going to ask me, but I will. It's oh, I should have written it down. Ba
It's
ba ba
the
ba.
it's the Dadgummit Theater Company.
It's the ba 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 ba.
Ba, ba,
Anyway,
ba, ba.
I apologize to them. They're wonderful people.
Well, let's see if your theater ever
Let me see. Well,
see if
hang
your
on a second.
play
Let me
ever.
see.
Why don't you
Keep
find it?
talking.
Because your play is never going to make it to stage if you can't remember.
No, I'm not in it, so I'm just the
You're
author.
just you're the
No,
behind the
I
scenes.
have it here. Just give me a second. Keep talking.
Have you all
Uh,
tried the new Dr. Pepper and cream soda zero sugar? It's
oh
very
man, you
good.
really went off the deep end. I can't find it. I'm
Very
so
good.
sorry.
We're gonna find it and we'll tell them in our
We will.
next show.
So
Okay.
it's going to be
So
April.
what else? April when?
14th, April 14th and 15th. But the big news today was, and it concerned this little beauty, Julie Scotty,
Right.
Primal Cuts. We heard, as you know, we've had some issues well, I'm not even going to say it, but we heard from Sirius XM today,
Yes.
and we are going to be featured on two of their stations, and it's already in the rotation. We'll be on Raw Dog, and damn it, I can't remember the other.
Jesus
Wait,
criminy.
I'm gonna find it right now. Hang on a second. Hang on. I've
You
had
yell at
there's a lot on my mind, honey. Keep talking. Oh, here it is.
so the new
We're gonna be
Potito,
on.
there's also a strawberry and cream flavor.
Shut up. We're gonna be on She's So Funny and Raw Dog. So those are the two stations
That's awesome.
that we're gonna. Yeah. So
And the other and that's cool because you're driving along and all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, that's Julia, and you hear your
I have yet to
voice
hear
popping
it.
in.
My first album got a lot of play on
Really?
Sirius too, and I never heard
Yeah.
it. But people would send me like snapshots of their screen in their car. I don't know how they did that without driving into a wall. Now they all have ba 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 sounds because they hit the curb.
Ba ba
But,
ba ba. So,
but I'm very excited. Yeah.
I'm excited for you. And the other big news is you had the UK launch.
Oh yes. Oh my God. There's so much big news. I can't stand myself.
Ba.
Susan Sandler, our beloved Susan Sandler. If you move to your side so people can see the screen behind you, she is the director of Julia's Got It Funny That Way, and she has managed to get us distribution in Great Britain. We're going to be releasing the film in Great Britain on March 31st in time for the Transgender Day of Visibility. And thank you. And we've already done some press for it. And next week I'll be doing an interview on on
Ba.
the London Times, I think it is.
Oh wow,
radio,
that
the radio,
that
radio
rag.
version. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Listen,
So,
and I want to say first of all, congratulations and
thank you.
kudos to you and kudos to Susan, and for all of us non-trans folks out there, stand up for your trans friends because they are under attack right now. They are getting it from all sides. I don't want to be political, but they're punching like to the people that are least able to defend themselves, and we're not the enemy, and you keep that in mind. And if somebody attacks transgender people or your transgender friends, stick up for them and fight for them, and realize how important this is, because you can't be silent. So I just wanted to say that, and I love you.
I love you too, and thank you for that. It is true in this country as well as and in Great Britain. You wouldn't believe, but there's an awful lot of bad stuff going on over there. So it's important that we're going there. But you know what else is important?
What?
That's my segue. Our guest.
The Wells Fargo wagon is a.
Shut up with the Wells Fargo wagon already. Our guest.
I'll put a Wells Fargo wagon up your.
Our guest tonight, I've known her. Well, I don't.
I want to
knew
hear
her.
who you've met. Don't even say it. She's an author,
Okay.
right?
Well, she started out as a comedian. She's an actress. You've probably seen her on a number of different shows, and she's written a book, and it's written a novel actually, which is really hard to do, and it's a long one. Look at how many pages it is.
Are in there.
And it's called Killer Actress. Here it
Must
is,
be
and
smart.
I don't want to hide her name. It's a novel by Miss Donna Cooper, and she will be our guest tonight in just a few minutes. So we're going to go. The music should be coming up soon.
It is up. It's playing.
I don't hear. Again, I hate when you do this.
I
when you
swear
don't.
to honest to God.
All
on
right,
my-
okay, all right. We're going to be right back, and right after that with Donna Cooper. See you in a bit. Oh, the Wells Fargo.
Fargo wagon is a-
Hey, listen, my album, Julie Scotti, Jersey Fresh, is available everywhere now. You can download it wherever you want, everywhere. It's really kind of funny. It's like $10. Come on, buy the damn thing, will you? And also, check out on the Dry Bar, my comedy special, Dry Bar Comedy. It's called Julia Scotti, Jersey Fresh. So you can, it's my understanding that if you sign up for Dry Bar, you can see like 100,000 comics on there. But you, of course, have to watch mine. But you get a free month. I think it's still going on like that. So, again, my album, Primal Cuts, and my special on Dry Bar, Jersey Fresh. It's so simple. Come on, do it. Do it for me. Do it for your mom. I love you. Bye. What kind of language is that? Yes. What kind of soda is that?
I tried to tell you, you poo-pooed me. It's a Dr. Pepper cream soda. Half Dr. Pepper, half cream soda.
They make that?
What do you
Dr.
think? I
Pepper.
manufactured this?
Honest to God, I swear I should never have let you move to Pittsburgh. I don't know
It's
what's happening to you.
delicious.
That's okay. Show. Honest to
What's the matter
God.
with you?
I
What's
don't
wrong with you?
know. No,
Yeah, really. What's wrong with you?
nothing's wrong with me. Tell you what, you know what's right with me?
What?
Our guest is what's right with me.
Oh my God. She has a book. She's smart enough to write a book.
That's right. She's again, a lot of our guests go back to the old days when I was somebody else, and my days in New York comedy area scene, and she is certainly from that era, and she's also she's done so much. I was looking. I should keep in touch with people.
You
She
should.
she's done lots of TV. She did stand up. I mean, she's just an amazing woman.
Beautiful voice too.
She does have a beautiful voice. Just much. It's always been. We've often been compared, her voice and mine. You'll
Really
hear why when she comes
very,
on.
very similar. Yeah,
Yes,
I can see that.
but her latest project is her first novel, which is called Killer Actress. And let's bring her on, ladies and gentlemen, Donna Cooper. Where are you?
Hey, there she
Ah,
is.
Hello,
hi,
hello.
how you doing?
I'm fantastic. How are you guys?
I'm just going to use
See?
one of my face
Listen to
for the
that
whole.
voice. Just let her talk. We'll shut up. Just let her talk for the rest of the time.
Oh, I like
Okay. Well, maybe she'll do a reading from the book. Why don't we do that? Ooh.
Did you
Is it going to
do?
be?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, is it going to be an audiobook?
Everyone has asked me that, and I'm trying to get on it. I'm trying to get on it. I feel in my heart, yes, there'll be an audio, but at this moment, there's not one. So
Donna, do you
Okay.
want Julia to do it for you?
that would be fantastic. You
All
heard
right, so let's jump in the time machine and go back.
okay.
I was trying to think. I think I met you at the Improv I think that's where we used to
You know,
meet up.
it seems like a blur. I genuinely can't remember, but I love the
A
hat.
lot of people feel that way about me, so it's
There was a great hat you always wore, and I loved that hat.
So you guys met back in 80s? In the 80s?
Had to be the 80s, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And
what year did you start, Don? You were
Oh, I'd say 88.
was it that late? Okay.
I really, this is
Okay.
terrible.
No, I'm just trying to get a reference.
I can't remember, but I get it's been a long time. It's been
yeah.
maybe even. Go ahead.
How long did you do comedy?
I'm like, that's a good question. I'd say probably about 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I literally. It's funny because
Yeah,
people
you have it's in here 10+ years. Yeah.
Okay.
remember me, but it's like I was always kind of on the outskirts. I always acting was my thing. I wanted to be an actor. And I didn't have any, I wasn't a Nepo baby, didn't have any ins. So I was like, oh, do stand up. You can just get up in front of people and run your mouth. So I did that, but I was always kind of like, I remember running into Caroline Ray and she was like, oh, why don't you stay at Catch and do a set? And I was like, I got to go to Jersey and make a couple of dollars and pay my rent. So it was like, you know what I mean? I was around,
Yeah.
people knew me, but it's like,
I remember that the thing I remember about you was that you were mostly focused on the acting. That much I do remember, and but you managed to stay in stand-up for 10 years though.
I did. Well, because I loved it. I loved being on stage, but I realized I wasn't, sounds weird, but I wasn't really vulnerable enough, I think, to really succeed. When I say succeed, I never wanted to fail. I always wanted everyone to laugh every single time I got on
That's
stage.
the wrong business to be in,
Thank
man.
Exactly. That is literally an impossible scenario. So instead, I was always afraid to try new things. I was like, no, I know this old stuff is tried and true. Things would come up in improv when I was on stage, like things would come up, me, making fun of people or whatever. But I was honestly, I was too afraid. I was too I was in that acting mindset. I wanted the script. I wanted things
Right.
to. So I'm thankful for the years I did stand up. It's funny because someone just called me recently. I'm going to be doing a fundraiser that's going to be at Governor's in April, and I'm excited.
Wow.
I'm excited to get back on stage. I'm like, oh yeah, because I'm much.
Oh, so you're going to do stand-up? Are you going to do stand-up?
Yeah, I'm much more secure with who I am. I remember some of the old bits. It's like I had just the tip of the iceberg. I had the right ideas, but I never really was I wasn't mining that for the gold. I was like, I'd say one line, it'd be funny. That'd be kind of like, so I didn't really get into the minutia of it. And now that I'm a lot older and a lot more secure with who I am, I just feel, I remember that sensation of being on stage, which is, it's nothing compares to it. I'm really looking forward to getting
How much time are you doing, Donna?
Actually, I'll probably be hosting the show. So I'll just start.
Okay.
I'll do about 10 and then I'll jump up and do another 10. It's a fundraiser. The guy was like, I haven't seen you in a while. He's like, I always thought you were so funny. And so, yeah, I'm really.
You want to give the date? Give the date if you want.
It's April 21st. It's not really set in stone yet. That's why I was kind of dancing around.
Okay.
But it's a fundraiser, April 21st at Governor's.
Nice.
You said something interesting about getting older and mining, going deep into the subject, and I think that's the case. Every comic, I know it's happened with me when I came back. I began to go, much deeper than I ever did previously, and it was in part because I was finally out. That helped.
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot. But when we're young, we want to. I called it strip mining, and that's what we did. You know, we would just grab the low hanging fruit and just
That's
you know.
perfect.
I don't know why we did that. Why we were.
Well,
That was the difference between. Go ahead, Kath. I'm sorry.
I think it's what Donna was saying. It's a confidence level, and it's a you like you said, you get those surface hits of laughter, and you're like, okay, I'm cool.
Right.
And then you move on because you don't want to screw that up by
Right.
going way too deep. And you're like, okay, this works. I'm going to hit that and get out. This works. I'm going to hit that and get out. And I don't want to speak for you, Donna, but I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, you're dead on. I mean, it's funny because I think now if I had allowed myself to really just say who I was, what was going on, just really being vulnerable, I know that I would have been so much funnier. I would have been able to have more of an act. It's funny because a lot of people who were in charge of booking or allow me in or not in their clubs, they would say, "Well, we don't really know who you are," and I'd be like, "What do you mean? I'm Donna Cooper. What do you mean?" And
Yeah, we
at
are.
the time, because I can remember certain folks at a certain club, he pulled me aside and he was like, "Well, no, we're not going to pass you in this club." He goes, "Because we don't really know who you are." And he goes, "Look, like," and he was comparing me to Ellen Cleghorn. I don't know if you remember her. And he goes, "Well, we can tell that, we know she's a black comic and she's from this side and, she didn't make a lot of money." Then he's going on about, so I'm looking at him kind of like, I don't really get it. And then he goes, "Well, people don't know you're black." I'm like, just look at me. But
That's why for many years I could pose as Donna Cooper and get.
You were nailing it.
I got all your work, man. I was just,
She wrote a book. It's called Killer Actress. Did you?
And it's doing well.
So let's segue to that. How did you get to the book writing part of? How did you go from comedy to words to paper like that?
I actually ended up moving out to LA and just started focusing on acting, and I was booking work, which I was very happy with.
Mm-hmm.
But then as work would come and go, and obviously there's lulls, whether it be commercial work or TV or films or whatever. And during the lulls, I didn't want to take acting classes because I just didn't want to. I mean, I was like, I didn't think like, oh, I'm good enough, but I just wasn't feeling motivated to be around other actors. Mm-hmm. But I did feel motivated to just start writing. To like, okay, Donna, put pen to paper. You do write. And I used to write poems and little short stories and things of interest just to me. Yeah. And then I thought, well, you read enough scripts, and I always had this idea in my head about an actress that was killing people because people are so pissed. I know, that's terrible.
Because I was so pissed off. I mean, because it was a good idea.
I wanted to ask you how much of this was autobiographical, but I was afraid. I was afraid of you, actually.
See, that's it. Most people are like, it's an autobiography. Like, a friend of mine said, "Oh, John, I can't wait to read this." A cousin goes, "Is this your autobiography?" She's like, "You're so brave to put this out there." I'm like, hello, Cheryl.
The lack of work too,
It was an idea I always had, that I could see some actress just really being frustrated. And like I said, I wrote a screenplay, and the screenplay I loved. I really enjoyed it, but I didn't show it to anybody. No, I showed it to one guy who was a director, and he laughed, and I wasn't sure if he was laughing at it or laughing with me, so I just went, "Okay, thank you." He was like, "Oh, Coop," and I was like, and then.
But the characters, she's not a likable person. She doesn't come off as, from what I've read so far.
Right.
She's kind of like, man. I hope somebody takes her down.
No, you haven't finished the book yet, have you? Okay, then I can't.
There's a surprise ending. Okay, thank you. Okay.
There you go. Yeah, and that's what I really like about the book is I used the screenplay as my outline, and then as I was writing it, just because I love to read as well, things would come to me. Oh, the twists and the turns, and I went, okay, just stay calm and put it down. And I was elated when I finished it because it had the twists and turns that I didn't know I could get at the beginning, because it was kind of a straight shot. And because the screenplay, like I said, was very A to B. And I went, it's not really interesting. I mean, it's interesting for me, but if someone else is going to read this, I need there to be more of a hook or whatever. But instead of trying to think over hook, I need it. As I was reading and rereading, things would come to me. And it would just literally, it was like, oh yes, yes, that makes sense. Yes, that makes sense. And I'd have to go back and add a chapter here and add a chapter there. And then finally, when it was done, I thought, okay, this is.
I love to whenever I read books, I always like to cast them in my head.
Mhm.
And who would I have played? And I thought the first one that's come to my mind is Martin the husband. I said, if he were younger, a Harvey Keitel. That's the way I see this guy.
Oh, nice.
Thanks.
Yes, that's spot on. Spot on. And I also like that. It's just like, there you go. I love,
Julia is starting a new career in casting.
oh, there you go. Yeah. Because I love that people can use their imagination with this book. One thing that's kind of a weird thing that pushed me to say, Donna, you've got to get this book written is I was reading a book, just a random book. No, not a bestseller, just something I literally just picked up. I don't remember where. And it was written by a British actress that I admire her work. And I'm reading it and I'm getting all into the characters and seeing myself. And then as there was one part where she goes, yes. And then the character, the woman gets on the bus and she's annoyed because she never takes the bus. And then this Black woman gets on and sits next to her and she's horrified. And she's like, that's why I never take the bus. And then she gets off and then the story continues on. And I went, that's right. That's why I have been dying to write books forever. It's been like a little quiet thing that I've never shared with anyone. I love my imagination, and I think everyone should use their imagination. So when I'm enjoying a book and use my imagination, and then they say something really harmful about, I mean, I'm not saying you can't say bad things about Black people. You can say bad things about anybody because it's the human race. It's a human race. But there was something that so took me out of the book that I started crying, like not like boo-hooing, but I was like, oh, it's like she put her finger on my soul and went, this years of being marginalized, being, oh, you're not that smart. Oh, why do you talk that way? Oh, you sound like you're white. Oh, you're Black. Oh, you are smart. Oh, you went to college. Oh, you're smart. Your SATs were smart. Oh, people being, wow, you have a brain in your head. Oh, like it's so unfathomable. And I'm like, you know what? I'm sorry that maybe your world is very homogenous, that you don't have any other people in it, but cut me a little slack that, like, if this is who I am, perhaps maybe save the surprise when you're home, as opposed to being like, wow, you really speak English and not Ebonics, or you know what I mean? Or like something that's
wow.
So yeah, I remember that one moment, the tears.
Yeah, I mean, Kathy and I are both. I can say Kathy's a lesbian. I'm transgender, so we kind of know it's like this. Yeah, I didn't mean it. I don't know how I was going to break it to you, but
that was great.
Yeah. So we kind of know that, we get that outsider. We know to be that other feeling, and it's just
Do you revenge write, Donna? Do you ever not revenge write, but do you when you get pissed off, you're like, all right, mother, you're going in my book, or you're going is that not a weapon for you? But I know doing comedy, sometimes you'll be like, okay, we'll make you a character, or we'll expose this in some way.
That's interesting. I actually don't.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny because I think I so am addicted to people, personalities, what people are like. That is something that I have this thing that it's people that I'll say that turn me on, that I find interesting, whatever's going on with them. It's the people. So when I take a moment, I'll say maybe that anger, but I don't hold on to that anger. I don't really have that kind of revenge. I can maybe rustle up sometimes, remember certain situations where someone goes, no, we don't want you. You're like, oh, okay. But I really just kind of let things roll off my back. And I go, okay, Donna, you're going to write this book. And as I've been writing it, maybe someone can see themselves in it, because I love that feeling of being able to see yourself, even just for a minute, because I know what it feels like to not be included. So I don't need the whole thing to be, and that's why I purposely did not put my picture in the book. It's like, purposely because I want.
I was going to ask. Well, I was going to ask about that too, and I was going the idea that this is a big mother book,
Okay.
Killer Actress. I mean, it's it's big. It's
I
thick,
said to
it's like-
Julia, a lot of words.
and you
A
self-published it.
lot of words.
But you self
Look at
you
you, did.
self-published too. What was your choice in self-publishing?
Honestly, okay, because I could make. It's funny. I had a little made-up story. I thought I was going to tell people, and I went, you know what? Nah, I can't.
Well, I don't want to embarrass you. I just was
No,
curious.
it's not embarrassing. To me, it's just interesting of what goes on in the world. I knew this book was going to be really interesting and fun to read, and I was excited about it, and I knew it was put together well. But because I'd never written something of this ilk, I thought, okay, well, Donna, you need an editor, and you need someone to guide you through this. So I got in touch with some people to edit, and they were like, "We want $1 million to read your book," and I'm like, it just to me,
Yeah, they charge by the page, don't they? They
charged by the breath, whatever. It's like I just I wasn't. I could have made. I could have, but something just didn't feel right. I was like, okay, I'll get back to you. Okay, I'll get back to you. And I let the book sit for a bit, and I went, you know what? You are an intelligent person. Get in that book and edit yourself. So I did the editing, and I was like, oh yeah, throw this out, throw this out. I read Stephen King's novel on writing, and he was like, let the book sit for X amount of months and then go back, which was invaluable. And then after that, I thought, okay, someone's going to publish this. I'm ready. I'm ready. I sent out over 200 query letters to agents. And at first I sent out 100 and something. And I got a smattering, oh, send us the first 50 pages. Oh, we're not really, sounds like a nice idea, but we're not really excited about it. I ran into a woman who happened to be an author. I didn't know her. And she said, look, get these other 7 books. They're kind of in your same genre. She goes, read those. And in the back, people always thank their agent. She goes, and then get in touch with them. I thought, brilliant idea. So I get 7 to 10 other books, whip through them, get all their agents, write more letters, nothing, nada, zip, zilch. So after 200, I went, you know what? I already had a nonfiction book up on Amazon. And I thought, well, let's make this your platform. I kind of knew the nonfiction wasn't going to be picked up by an agent because it was kind of like a personal project. Then I went, you know what? Why not sell books on Amazon? And
okay, so now, which brings me to a question. Well, aside from Amazon, I mean, the books need to be, like anything else, need to be marketed. So what are you doing to market it aside from having it on a platform like Amazon? People need to hear about it. Are you doing PR? Did you hire a PR person?
That I'm in that mode of, okay, what's next? I've sold a bunch of books, and honestly, that's where I stand right now. I've done advertisement on Amazon. I've done advertisement on like Facebook and LinkedIn and social media. And I had a guy that approached me, and he put up some posters. He was like, get the posters 46 by 52. I'm like, is that really the size of a poster, the size of a house? And he's got them in front of his store. And I've gotten some, stuff from that.
Yeah.
Yes, I think I might have to hire a PR person because I know the book is fun and good. Go ahead.
It's invaluable. And I'll tell you, I mean, they did it. They hired, the first time I ever had a PR person was for the movie, the documentary on my life.
Right.
And it was that from that we got, we got interviews all over the country. And now Susan Sandler's got it going into England too. And she's hired a PR person over there. So get yourself, it's worth you've invested all this money in having this published. Get yourself a good PR person to move it to the next level.
Honestly, I haven't really invested any money. I'm like,
oh wow, that's great.
Yeah, I'm just like spilling all the secrets here, but that's what I'm thinking. Okay, PR person, that's where I'm going to put my money. If you're going to, it's got to feel right to me. I don't mind spending money, but it's got to be right. You know what I mean? Just like the shoes. If the shoes if they're $500 and I want them, they fit great, and I know I can't live without them, and I'll dream about them, I'll spend it. But if it's like, so that's what I feel about PR, because it cost me nothing. Yes, it was hard getting it up there and going through the machinations and putting things together in the book and getting copies. Yes, it was really tough, but financially, I literally just spent out time because it does take a lot of time.
Well, just make sure you screen whoever you get to do it. I mean, you want somebody legit to do it. So, I want to take a step out of book world for a second.
Sure.
You went to you're first of all, you went to college to be for medic. You went to go to medical school, and
Yes.
came out a comedian.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
So close.
that-
You were so close, Donna. I mean, almost
So-
there.
You would have probably needed that medical degree for the strokes you would have given your parents. So, I mean, 'cause you didn't just go to like community college. You went to Tufts University.
Because I wanted to go to the Tufts Medical School. I know. When I do things, I do it whole hog.
Obviously, yeah.
In retrospect, I wish I could kind of maybe pull back a little bit, because that would have been a great idea. Oh, maybe Donna, go to a school that's not so like expensive. And
Or
away.
Northwestern or someplace like that where you could get a drama degree or something.
Right. But no, I went for it, and I took. So I only really went 3.5 years, because I took a semester off, and I go, I'm spending all this money. I'm
Wait a
majoring.
minute. So not only did you not graduate with the reason you went there the first, but you dropped out and you're 6 months shy?
No. I graduated, but I took a semester off. Yeah, I took a semester off because I was like, "What's going on?" Then I went, you know what? Go back, get the drama. Because I was doing plays. I'd be like trying to go to labs, and I'd be in the lab going, "I have a rehearsal," and they'd be like, "What is?" I literally was like the psycho actress showing up at like the chem labs and the bio labs, and they're crying. I didn't finish writing my lab report because I had a rehearsal late, and the show goes up. And the guy at one point, he was like, "Why are you majoring in medicine?" He's like, why don't you major in drama?
And that, my friends, is the prequel to Killer Actress.
Right.
She's
Psycho actress.
Psycho medical student
Okay.
wants to be an actor. Kills her professor. And then
Donna, what would you tell a younger you?
To calm down and not to worry so much and really do what you love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good advice.
It just I was always so, well, you could tell I'm very high energy. I was even worse when I was younger. Like, okay, get this done. Do it. Okay, come on. Just, I figured my energy and my tenacity would just get me where I need to go. Come on. I didn't work on relationships, people. I didn't work on people getting to know me, getting to know them. I was always like, oh yeah, come on, whatever. I was fun. I was, every now and then I'd meet some people that were interesting to talk to. And I think that's why some people do remember me, because at some point I would be able to zero in and go, oh, okay, let me focus on someone else besides myself. But I was always so running, just, go, I got to get this done. And okay, you said you're not going to do medicine, so then you've got to be an actor, whatever. And I remember working at a brokerage firm, and I was the assistant to the broker, and I was still doing stand-up and doing acting, and I'd be so exhausted. I wasn't bonded or anything, but I would do the trades in the morning, and then I would go under the desk and take a nap. And the broker would come in and be like, has anybody seen Donna Cooper? And I'd be like, oh, he's in. And then like I'd manage to like slither.
George Costanza at Yankee Stadium.
Luckily you didn't snore.
Touché. Yeah, it was just, they make for some fun stories. Actually, that's what Achieving Fulfillment is, filled with a bunch of stories of things I did that were just insane. And it's like, you know what? When you deal with like trying to eat well, get a good night's sleep, if you need some help to talk things out, see a psychiatrist, talk to someone, listen to yourself, all these things that I think that's why I wrote Achieving Fulfillment, because I was so like, oh, wow, as I've aged, I get it that I've had some great ideas and great opportunities and great stories, but it's taken a while for me to be at peace.
I think I've gotten there too. I took the hard way, the long way. But
A lot of us do.
I got there, and you realize the things that are important, and the things that the old people told us when we were younger, and we just said, "You're full of shit," come on, but they were right.
Mm-hmm.
So let's not waste our breath on young people, because they're not going to listen anyway.
Touché.
Anyway, go ahead.
Speaking of young people, we play a game. We play a little game here on our show, and we call it "Are You Smarter Than a 70-Year-Old?" And
Me being the 70-year-old.
would you like to play? It's just trivia questions.
I don't mind trying to play games, and if I get them wrong, that's okay.
Yeah, no, there are no losers here.
Oh, they're not. Okay.
No. Well,
There
Julia,
are also no prizes either.
yeah, there's no winner either. So it's a push. So what do you doing there?
I had my sinuses. I had a sinus attack. Did
You
you
all
not
right?
hear me coughing?
Oh, we did. We heard the nose blowing too.
Oh well,
There was something
that
going on there.
we could take that out in post.
Oh no, it's staying.
I'm finally going to the doctor this week, by the way, to get this checked. And I'm sure it's going to be some kind of tumor that they're going to yank out of me. But
You got a nose
anyway.
tumor.
But let's have some fun anyway.
Oh,
shall we?
Sure.
Yes, please.
Before Julia dies, let's have fun.
I may not be here next week.
Here we
Okay.
go. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start our quiz show now.
Okay.
All right.
All right, ladies. What is the world's longest river?
The Nile.
I was going to say the Nile too.
Final answers?
Well, my second guess was the Hudson.
Okay.
The Nile.
No, it's the Amazon.
Yeah. That
Oh,
would have been. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
You're
Yes.
right.
All right.
She's right.
I know she's right.
I know because I didn't come up with the answers.
I was picturing South America, and I'm
Okay.
like, oh, the Nile. I'm like, no, it's not. But
Okay.
hindsight's 2020. Go ahead.
All right.
You know what my favorite place in South America is?
What?
Tierra del Fuego. I just like saying it. It's just fun to say. Go ahead.
All right. What is the first letter on a typewriter?
On
Don't
the top
look.
row?
I know. I'm
Which
like,
row?
yeah,
The
which
top
Don't
row?
look. Keep eyes on me, Scotty.
taken typing. So I really have no. Are you talking on the left or the right, up,
The
down,
top. The first
If it's
letter
the
on the
top
typewriter.
row, it's
left.
Q. It's
top
Q.
left? Yeah, that actually, because I always hit it by mistake. That really-
That's right. That's right, Donna. Very good. Q.
Wait,
Q
what
is
is
our
it? It's
answer.
Q, right?
Q is our
Yeah.
answer. Yes.
Okay.
All right. What kind of flower bulbs were once exchanged as a
I
form
know
of
this right away.
currency?
I know exactly the answer here.
Wait, let's give Donna a chance.
Okay.
is it tulips?
They were
bulbs?
tulips. They were the
Tulips, yes.
Bitcoin of the Middle Ages. Yeah.
You can buy them in an ATM. Tulips, they come out.
Tulips. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, Great Tulip War. There's a whole like volumes written
Really?
about the great.
No,
Yeah, the great. Yes,
I don't
Yeah,
believe
it
it.
was
Great
a
Tulip.
That was huge. That was
Yeah, I'm not shitting you. Like they were the Bitcoin. Yes.
Yeah, American Express did a commercial with that. Like that's why they
Did
done.
they?
Yeah, like they going up tulips and like balls, whatever, and they're going up and
I didn't know that, but
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that either.
Well, there you go. So you poo-pooed both Donna and I.
I'm sorry I poo-pooed anybody.
Well, poo-poo was never used as currency back in the day. Only tulips.
Only for farmers. Okay.
Right.
What animal has the largest eye in the world?
The whale? I shouldn't have said that.
I'm going to say the elephant. I don't know. If it's not elephant, I think it's whale. But you said whale, so I'll say elephant.
Okay.
You're both wrong. The giant squid.
Oh,
because it's nothing but one big
Right,
giant
it's
friggin'
huge.
eye. Yeah.
Big eyeball. All
Can
right.
you imagine being down there and seeing that thing coming at you?
yeah. Okay.
And we'll be like, he's
Anyway.
got an eye on you. He's like, that's how he is, his eyes.
All right.
How many time zones are there in the world?
And wait, just a second. And Donna, we can't understand why this show hasn't been picked up by PBS. It's just
the
go
squid.
on.
The squid question will get them interested.
National Geographic, maybe.
Go ahead.
How many time zones are there in the world?
24.
Oh, that's a good guess.
It is?
I'm gonna say
Really?
it is.
Oh, wow.
18. I don't know why. I really
15?
don't. I said 18.
18.
I really,
The
Who
other
got
one
it?
was right. Scotty
Who?
got it. 24.
Really?
Yep.
yeah,
Good
well, that's,
guess. Makes
Why
sense,
is it? Why
right?
is that a good guess? It didn't even.
well, 24 hours in a day.
I
Yeah.
never thought of that.
go around. I mean, literally, I was like 24 is right. Then I was like, well, maybe they do something weird at the Galapagos. They're like, no, we intend to or something.
You're
No,
6
I was
hours
just
off.
blowing it out my ass, Don. I had no idea what it
Apparently,
was.
whatever comes out of your ass seems to be
Apparently,
right.
I'm in touch with the universe.
Okay.
She's 5 minutes ahead of us. How long is an eon in geology?
Oh,
I'll give you a multiple choice.
oh, okay.
A million years, 1,000 years, or 1,000,000,000 years.
I think it's 1,000,000. I'm not sure. Just guessing.
1,000, 1,000,000, or 1,000,000,000.
What do you think?
I'm gonna go with. I'm torn. I'm gonna go with
That's not one of the options.
billion. I'm gonna go with billion.
Yeah, I think if it's not, well, what's the answer?
Billion. Yeah, it's 1,000,000,000.
What is it? Billion
A
or million?
billion. Yeah, a bill. A B
This
with a
is
B.
like your show. I'm the dunce. Where's my dunce cap?
No, you're
Nailing it.
good. All right, couple more, girls.
Okay.
How much
Thank
weight
God.
can an
Go ahead.
ant lift? How much weight can an ant lift?
Oh, something like 10 times its body or something.
Yeah, I was gonna. You're looking for a ratio, or you're looking for
Yeah.
pounds?
So okay, let's do 10 times its body, 20 times its body, or 50 times its body.
Okay. Don, you said 10.
Yeah, I'll go with 10. I'll stick with that since the first thing I said.
I used to know this too because I had a friend who was an ant.
There you go.
And he told me that
And he told you personally.
how much he could lift. Yeah, look, I can press. You know how men are. Look, I can
You-
bench press 20 times my weight. I'm gonna go 20. 20.
That's good.
50. The ant
Oh!
is mighty.
Wow.
The mighty ant.
The
Whoa!
mighty ant. Wow.
Right?
I'm learning. I am learning. This
Right.
is fabulous. I'm going to put all these things in my next book.
Next book, right? 2 more questions. What year was the first model of the iPhone released?
Oh, I have no idea.
2006.
Because I know I just started using an iPhone like yesterday. No, like a couple of years ago. So the first year the iPhone was released.
Yep, first iPhone release.
No, 2012. I'm gonna go 2012. Okay. That was hard.
I'll say 2010.
2007. You were close the first time, Scotty. 2007. So the iPhone's only been around for what?
Yeah.
Yes, cell phones have
16
only
years.
been around for like
Jesus.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, Jesus didn't have one.
He would have done better if he did. All right, last question. What is someone who shoes horses called?
Oh, I'm not sure.
I know this too. It starts with an L, right? Lukather or something like that. Or Lukather.
I can't think of a.
A Hofer.
Oh, oh, wait a minute. It's not a cobbler because that's not
No,
horse.
That's for shoes, for
Right.
people's shoes, right?
So for
it's not a
horse,
blacksmith. It's a
I was thinking. it's
Well,
not a-
blacksmith also is, I think, can shoe a horse, but it's not what we're looking for. I think.
no. I know the word you're looking for. I just can't remember.
Yeah.
It.
oh, it's a.
Okay, I'll give you a clue. Begins with an F.
A flulier, a fanulier,
A venereal? No,
fungulator.
I'm like a.
You guys are so close.
I know a fun.
Farrier. It's a farrier.
Farrier, yes, of course. We were right. Yes, you got to give us that one. Okay.
You were close. You were
All right.
close.
We were-
Very good. Yay.
You're applauding my dim-wittedness. This is great.
No,
Like the
no.
ant and the shoe and
The
the.
fact that you were willing to play, Donna, the fact that you had the guts to play this game,
Do people not?
you're a winner.
The fact that you had guts to come on this show was.
Well, that show's real.
You don't know how many people have turned us down. So just
Did they really?
no.
Oh, see, right. I mean, to me, it's like I love running my mouth. Like
There's a
why not?
line out the door to get on this.
Right. It's like Broadway.
Speaking of lines out the door, you want to get. How do you like that for a second? You want to get killer actress at the. There's a line to Fangool with this thing. I found
On
it.
Amazon, that's where we get it, right, Donna?
Is that, yeah, so you can get any place else, or is that the only platform?
Actually, yeah, it's Amazon and online Barnes and Noble, and
Okay.
it's out to different little online places. Like if you type in Donna Cooper Killer Actress, it'll come up not just Amazon, but also it's Barnes and Noble and some other online
Like
outlet.
Borders or something like that.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a website, by the way? Because I couldn't find yours.
I do. It's thedonnacooper.com.
That
Great.
explains it. Can they order it on your website too?
No, that is what I'm doing this weekend. It's like,
Creating
well, this
links.
is not
Donna's creating
by the
links.
time this airs, you will have it up on the website.
yes, because actually
it's
the website is amazon.com/author/Donna Cooper, and that will take you right there.
Okay, and if they send it, if they buy the book and for another $35, you'll autograph it for them
Yes, I will.
and deliver it to their home. And even
Actually,
that's
book
35
signing
bucks.
11th at the Westbury Public Library out of Long
When
Island.
is it? Or give us a couple more because this will air, I think, 2 weeks from now, which would be
Oh, okay.
the end of March sometime.
Oh, great.
First week in April. So give a couple of. You got more dates? Give us some dates.
May 11th at
Okay.
the Westbury Public Library on Long Island. I'll be doing a book signing. It's much better if you get the book online and try to read it before then, because I will be doing a Q&A and just talking a little bit about show business and things with the book. But it really will be a lot of fun if you've already read it and we can kind of chat about it, because it really is I'm so excited for you to read the ending. I can't believe you.
Now I got to figure out. All right, I'm trying to figure out what's. I know what I want to do to her. She's a horrible person.
Yeah, that's just keep going. Keep going.
Okay.
Keep going, Julia.
Yeah.
Donna,
Any
you've been a
place else?
pleasure. Thank you. Are anywhere else you want to plug?
No, anywhere else you want? Any other
Book
signings?
signing, I don't have a date set yet. Like I said, April 21st, I believe is that Friday. I'll be doing some stand-up at Governors. May 11th is the book signing. And that's all I got right now. So get online, buy your books, amazon.com/author/Donna Cooper, all one word. And I really think you're going to enjoy it. Oh, I can't wait for you to get to the end.
And I got to tell you, I really enjoyed this too. Thank you so much for coming back and coming on and tolerating our insanity. But
listen, thank you for having me. I genuinely appreciate it. It's like sometimes I embrace how much time I spend alone, and that I'm kind of a loner. But I do like people when I do get out. And thank you for just.
I don't like people at all. I'm a loner. I'm like.
I like people in small doses.
Oh no! If I didn't have comedy, I'd be on a rooftop somewhere.
You guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
we
Donna.
love
It was
you
a
and
pleasure.
appreciate it. Take
Good
care.
luck. Have fun doing your stand-up.
Oh, will do. Take care. Be
Take
well.
care, honey. All right.
Julia.
Bye-bye.
That was fun. That was fun.
That was great.
Yeah.
She's
I thought you were frozen there for a minute. You just were sitting there
No.
like, no. Good. That was enjoyable. I had a good time. She's nice. She's one of those people I didn't get. We weren't like real close back then, but I mean we knew each other. We were friendly, but she's just she's sweet, and she's done a lot of TV and film stuff. I mean, if you go and look for her on online. So Donna Cooper, killer actress, and right about now I think Jimmy should be potting up the music. I think I could. I don't know. I don't know. But you got anything going on?
Yeah.
You want to pull? No?
Okay.
Kathy Caldwell's got nothing going on. All right. We got some good guests coming up.
I'm an empty vessel.
I'm working on some special guests too. So, in fact, we're going to be taping a show tomorrow. I guess I could talk about it, right?
Sure.
Should I talk about it? He's not even here. Where is he?
Just say it, for God's sake. Just say it, Julia.
I don't even think he watches this show. Special show tomorrow. Ray Anderson, musician. You might know him when you see him. Ray was the keyboard player for Meatloaf for many years. He's got tons of stories. Tons of Meatloaf stories.
Now I want meatloaf for dinner.
I know, me too. I always want meatloaf, no matter what. But this should be a fun interview too. We got some good people coming up.
Doing a good job, Julia Scotty. You're doing a good job.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. we got. I'll give you. Let me read that. Rhonda Hansom's going to be on in a couple of weeks.
I love
Comedian Rhonda Hanson.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking to see Shelley Goldstein, who you may or may not know the name, but Shelley was one of the original writers. She's a comedy writer. She's one of the writers of Laverne and Shirley. So we got some good stuff going on. So you can't get sick again, Kathy.
I know I was really sick. I was coughing and everything.
Oh,
Well, the
well.
old wagon.
We can't even play that because we can't play because then we'll have a
copyright infringement.
copyright
Take
issue.
us down.
We can sing. We can just
we can sing it out of key. That's what we can do.
Well, why don't we sing Gary, Indiana? Then we could just close with that. All right? And then we
Gary, Indiana.
Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. That's the place where I was born.
Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. Something. My nephew did it so much. My nephew did it so much better than I did.
I'm sure he did. And so
he
did
can actually
Ronnie
sing.
Howard. Do you know Ronnie Howard played that part?
I do know Ronnie, and you know what? I went back and I looked at him, and my nephew did it better.
Oh, please. Well,
nope, he did.
Yeah, okay. Your nephew's also what, 10 or 11, and Ronnie Howard was 4. So yeah, okay.
He wasn't 4.
Ronnie Howard was only like 4 or 5 in that. I don't even think he was 5 in that movie. Yeah, go back and read it. He's a talented guy.
Well, my nephew did twice as good of a job as he did. So
okay, all right. I'm sure.
All right, I gotta go get something to eat. I love you.
Okay, I'll talk to you in the near future.
Bye, gang.
Bye.